And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. I thought I'd ease you into the volume here. I didn't want to start the video and just blast you with volume. Hopefully my voice isn't too loud for those using headphones. So I'm going to ease the volume back up in here, because the Dazzlers be singing a tune. So we have roughly 300 seconds, which is about five minutes. And I was doing some math, and I realized the setting, when you build this thing, it starts off at 1700 seconds or thereabouts. I can't remember exactly what it started off at, but I remember when you build this thing, let's see if I hit H, Cryo Inferno. Yeah, the Inferno needs 15 minutes of burn time. Okay, 1700 seconds is not 15 minutes. 15 minutes is 900 seconds. This thing is basically using twice as much time to do this process. So I am going to have to report that on the forums, or maybe Skype DJ and just tell them, yeah, this thing is taking twice as much time. We would be over by now if it was actually 15 minutes. So either the help file is wrong or the Inferno needs to be tweaked a little bit. Another little fun fact, when I first finally got to this spawner, when I finally made it and I was able to look at it, the cryo spawned number, because it tells you how much cryo it actually has spawned, was at around 10,000. So I, worked to, get everything exposed here and get the, everything drilled. So it was sitting at about 10,000 before I initiated this process. And if you look now, 130,000 creep. This thing has generated 120,000 creep just from starting the Inferno. That's an impressive amount of creep that this thing has generated. Oh, Jesus. Stay out of the line of fire of the Dazzlers. That would be a smart thing. I did add a few of these cryo bombers, mainly because, as you can see along outside over there, it started filling up with creep. I mean, really, it started really getting packed in there, coming right up to our conduits. So I built a few of these bombers, and yeah, they kind of waste some. Every once in a while you'll have two go to the same spot. But it's not the end of the world. I've got 3,000 cryo bombs, so I'm not worried about it. I probably have another 4,000 ready to go, or at least 2,000 ready to go out in my crafting area. So this thing is down to 115 seconds, and no torches used, no nothing used except a vast amount of power. And it also looks like the single Dazzler system is working really well. It's able to just keep up with all the cryo that's coming down here, and I'm standing in front of where those things are again. So yeah, it really fills up when this thing does a surge, but the next time it fires, it can really clean up fast. And it looks also like, because I'm not using 3 Dazzlers down here, it's actually consuming far less power than it normally would, which helps because all of this stuff up here is able to get its fill of power, and it doesn't seem to run out. The batteries over here are fine. I checked the Mark V back there. The Mark V is doing perfect. It's basically full. I mean, there are a couple Dazzlers back there that also are firing, and So when those gear up, it drains a little bit of power, but it seems like we are going to be victorious here. The one last surge. Oh, let's not stand in the way. 16 seconds, 15. Let's count it down. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Done. Now, where did the brain go? There it is. That is a weird little thing there. So there we go. We have, 1800. So it is twice as long. It takes twice as long than what it says in the help file. So that is a problem. So the last little bits here are being cleaned up. And there's a little bit there I can clear those out with lancers. We still have a little bit of melting to do here. The bombers are doing their part. So yeah, all this stuff worked fine. Plenty of compressed Freon left. You get 20 shots for every canister, and there were 100 in each one of these hoppers, so that's a lot of shots. It's a lot of cryo. So here, cryoplasm cleared 600, really 653 on each one of these. Or is that one? Oh yeah, 0. So this one didn't even clear anything. I doubt. Oh, 900 blocks. All right. 1,000 blocks. 1,200, 1,300, 1,400. That's a lot of melting. Let's go over here. I bet you that Dazzler down there is a record breaker. Let's see. Cleared 25,266 cryoplasm. That is a crap ton of cryoplasm. And now that these are done, I can clear this away and let the Dazzler punch through into that mass over there. Just like it's doing. Get out of the way. Just a wise course of action when dealing with giant lasers. So you can see the bombers do a great job of just mass clearing land. So all that cryo that was built up, I mean, it was right up to the edge here. The melters were melting it, it was going down there. It was right up to the edge, so those bombers have just gutted the cryoplasm that was in here. I mean, there's still plenty in here, but we took a huge chunk out of it with those bombers. I really wish they would be smarter, though. But yeah, that is one less cryo spawner. And this was a diagonal with no torches for line of sight. Not too bad. Let's just build one over here. Now the thing with these is you fall through them as soon as you place them. So get out of there after you place it. That is the smart thing to do. Yep, there it goes. It's gonna help clear that little bit more cryoplasm out of there. It's always fun to see. There it goes. I really don't dare walk through all of those conduits. That is a death waiting to happen right there. So I want to, similar to how I did with my last one, set up a platform here. So all of the blocks don't just drop into oblivion. Oblivion is bad. I will go down there and clear that up down below and grab that Dazzler and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that Inferno did good. I have to say it did really good. And I've got so much junk in my inventory right now. I doubt I would be able to grab everything that I need. So let's drop these, and back away quickly. And let's destroy this before it triggers another cryo spawner. There we go. I don't know how I ended up with 2 extra Inferno blocks. It's probably a derp at some point. I'm gonna leave that one open so I can jump down there. Grab all my melters. And let's I have a light over there, but really I need a light over here. Really, that's... There we go. It's gonna be a little bright, but it should light it up very nicely. I'm gonna take you. Look at that. We only used about 60 out of those. Or no, 40. We used about 40. We only used... Man. Wow. Each one of those only had like 15 or 20 used. It's pretty good. Let me grab some power. Poor Arthur. I really need to work on my inventory. Got a lot of miscellaneous junk. I've got an extra bunch of Mark V batteries that I accidentally clicked to build, and oops. Okay, pipes. You are good to go. That is a glitch with scanner. All right. Let's go down and grab the Dazzler. So you can see this actually worked really well, this design. Right in the middle, you have these little wings that come out, and the 3 deep channel made a huge difference in how fast it was able to clear that. How fast it was able to clear all that cryo. It's because it filled up the channel, and so when this thing blasted, it was blasting, 9 blocks at a time. Versus usually if you do it, with only 1 high, it's just the corners that get clear. But yeah, the final tally, 25,266 cryoplasm cleared from this little thing. All right, and that is done. You did really good, Mr. Dazzler. Really, really good. And let's break the conduit first. It really weirds out when you break the battery first. Get a little ambient light down here too, which is nice. So I will leave the rest of this here, in case anybody wants to study the frames and how I built it. 3 deep. then it's just diagonal, and then where the battery sits, you got to be a little bit fancier, but it's not too bad. All right, so I can now top off on power, and let's break these before they fry me here. Oh, those batteries are loud. And my volume is only at 6%. Imagine if I was playing with like 50% volume. It would be just outrageous. Try not to blow anybody's eardrums out. I do in post-processing, I do put a limit on the sound. So I equalize it and put a limit on it so it doesn't so all the little subtle vocal peaks and valleys kind of get evened out. This was a lot of these batteries. This build and this diagonal, so many of these batteries. I mean, it was painful. I probably used, I don't know, 8,000 or 9,000 tin plate. Let's make this a little bit safer by taking these conduits out. It always helps. Now, how long do you think, with these two lights, how long do you think it would take to drain these batteries? I think these lights take like, I don't even know. It's not even telling me. I mean, it's flashing. I have no idea how much these lights actually consume. But I'm guessing it would be quite a bit. Quite a bit of time before those batteries would be fully drained. And I have bloom turned off too, so that was a lot less bloomy than the last one. So thank you to the person that suggested that little command, as well as the slash missions. That one was a lifesaver. And blissful semi-silence. Oh, there's the light that finally died. Wow, that was actually producing a lot of light. And we'll go grab my light back. And now we're in darkness again. But yeah, this was a lot of batteries, and I want to recoup all those batteries. Will be quite the effort. And look at how much the Falcor bombers have cleared out. Holy cow. This was full. Floor to ceiling. And it still has a little bit on the ceiling. I don't know why it's a certain height. I might have to raise them up a little bit. I'm not sure. They probably have a certain view distance or a view frustum that they'll only fly within that kind of cone to clear out the cryo. So yeah, you know, the good thing about when you succeed in this process, when you go back to grab all your materials, you can use them in the next one. So as far as the series goes, I do have a couple more plans to kind of experiment with things. I definitely want to build one of my quarries with all the power that we're generating, you know, 100,000 power per second. I think a Mark IV quarry would be able to go down quite a ways. That is by far the most power-hungry machine that I've ever made. So costs a Mark V battery to make, and it has 4.5 million internal buffer power. So it can go really deep. And paradoxically, it uses less power when it's mining ores than when it is mining garbage, because it can mine garbage extremely fast. Alright, everybody needs to come with me. So yeah, there's going to be a few more episodes in this series. I want to get a query, one of those Mark IVs, just to see the power at play in an actual game, instead of my like test world that I used to make sure the mod actually worked. It gets really dark back in here. So yeah, I'll probably use this battery for... Am I picking all these up? Yes. The excess of power was phenomenal. So much power we consumed in that little process. All right. Lastly, the overkill of a Mark V battery fully charged to power one light. Nice. I like it. Okay, you, and you are not needed anymore. That will help me with survivability. I really wish some of these multi-blocks broke like the conduit. When you break a conduit, all 9 blocks break. It's the only multi-block that does that. I understand why it's not universal, because sometimes you just want to move an object. Like I had to move this battery up one. So I just broke one plane of blocks and just rebuilt it. Whereas if I would have had to build it all again, it would have been kind of tedious. Although you might be able to... I'll talk to DJ about a feature that would be awesome. Would be, you know, you have to hit Shift to break it. It would be kind of cool if you could hit like Control Shift or Alt Shift or something, and then have it break all the blocks. So you absolutely know you don't need it anymore, and you can break the whole thing. That would be a phenomenal feature, I think. So yeah, we got a bunch of these that I can take out. So the next series I'm thinking is going to be a rapid playthrough, both rapid power and rapid resources. But I really would like to build something in the game. You know, the game doesn't offer too many like fancy blocks. You know, if people are used to Minecraft, not too many fancy blocks are offered. But I think we might be able to get something to work here. I'm going to need a lot of resources to do it, because I still want to be in survival. I don't want to do creative. So I want to do it legit survival, or as legit as my settings in survival are. I'm able to produce a little bit more just because, like I said, this was like 10 hours of work just to get back to this. So I'd rather not spend so much time in between episodes. It really sucks the time. Alright, I think I finally have to get rid of this. Yeah, if I could hit like Control Shift click and actually kill the whole thing, that would be just epic. Otherwise, you know, I've got to I've got to shift click 225 of these things, and it's rather tedious. But that will be it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.